When it comes to detailing and spending time in the garage, a clean and comfortable environment can make all the difference. I'll explain. Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Josh with JD's Auto Detailing, and today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my process of my DIY garage remodel. When we first moved into this house, the first thing that I really wanted to change was the garage. And so as someone who likes to spend time detailing and spending time in the garage, it was very important for me to feel comfortable in the environment I was in, and the previous homeowners didn't really care as much. Now, the previous garage didn't look great. It had old light fixtures, it had holes in the wall from previous nails and screws, and the paint color was this gross brown-green combination, so it just wasn't very flattering. So today I'm going to show you that process from how I went from that old grubby garage to this new really nice clean environment. All right guys, so here's the garage at the start of the project, and as you can see, the paint color is awful. There are holes everywhere. The old light fixtures are these old incandescent like yellow bulbs, and it just does not look good. So my goal with the start of this project was not only to brighten up the space, but also just to make it a lot more inviting and just an area that you can actually see and want to be in while working. So what I'm doing here is I'm removing the shelf and I'm just putting some spackle in any other holes that I might find, and also on the ceiling as well. So, plan is, because I can't see anything in here, even when the garage door is open, because the paint and the lighting here is just terrible. As you can see, we have just two regular incandescent bulbs. There's no flame to them. There's nothing fancy about them. So what I'm gonna do, and to have the best look possible, I'm going to, instead of what you would do in a regular situation when you're painting, is to cut the corners in and then do the ceiling first, then move on to the walls. What I'm gonna do for the sake of me actually being able to see what I'm doing is I'm going to take the little housings off the lights, paint around the lights, try to get 2 coats around the lights as much as possible, install light fixtures, then continue on with the lighting, or with the painting, because it is just, I just cannot see a thing. As I did all the spackling of all the previous holes that were done by the previous homeowner, there were a lot, and I'm just gonna keep on with this project. So here what I'm doing is I'm actually removing the 2 screws that's holding the light fixture in place so I can get it down from the ceiling so that I can actually paint all the way up and around the light fixture without creating a space in between the paint and the beginning of the electrical box. The reason that I decided to do this, and I kind of stated this in the previous clip, but guys, I just could not see anything. You could see how bad the lights are. Even with both of them on and in my face, the light output is just terrible. So I really wanted to get those light fixtures installed first before moving on to the rest of the painting project so that I could actually see what I was doing and see what I was painting. All right, so day 2 did not get done nearly as much as I wanted to get done yesterday. You can see I did a little bit of painting. Cutting the corners was taking me forever because, as you guys can see, we have a horizontal laid furnace. Getting behind the water heater is really bad. I'm trying to make sure I do a good job by trying to get all the parts, because you don't want to see bits of old paint where your new paint is, right? So taking me a while. What I'm going to do now is, because I do have a couple coats surrounding the lights, I'm gonna put up the new light fixtures. That should help get a little bit more light in here. Luckily today it is sunny here, so it's gonna help kind of get even a little bit more light. But I'm gonna keep plugging away, and on goes the time lapse. All right, so on to installing light fixtures. So it's really important to find the right breaker to turn off while you're working with electrical guys. Make sure that it is off and that there's no power to those specific light fixtures that you're trying to change out. So I'm right here, what I'm doing is I'm taking the old light fixtures off, I'm replacing it with the new mounting bracket and the mounting box, and then I'm also retrofitting the lights right there. And then I am mounting the hot to hot, neutral to neutral, and ground to ground. Okay, so I have installed the first LED light panel here. I went with something that I really wanted to look really minimal, and I actually found these at Costco. So this is the Artica basically LED skylight. And I really wanted something that looked really sleek, kind of blended into the ceiling. And I think it looks really good. After I finish painting, it's gonna look great. It gives kind of more of just like a plain natural white, much brighter than a halogen bulb. Like it's in here. I'll show you guys the before and after pictures or little clips, but makes a huge difference. It was pretty easy to install. There's a little bit of a learning curve in trying to install your own light fixtures. Guys, if you don't know how to do this, or if you have questions, please contract an electrician. You don't want to kill yourself. You don't want to cause any damage to your house. You don't want to start any fires. So if you don't know what you're doing, please call an electrician and have them come out and do that for you. But this is honestly, it's very easy to do yourself. You could look up some different videos on how to install light fixtures safely and things like that. But if you're interested, I did get this at Costco. I don't know if they're still available at Costco, but they're around $100 each. Really good deal, and honestly, it's gonna save you a lot of money in the long haul. So if you're interested in these, you could look there. I'm gonna continue on with the project. So light fixtures are done. They look freaking awesome. I'll show you a little clip of that for you guys. So now all I have left to do is continue on and paint the garage and get it ready for the next couple steps. So really excited. This project's coming along awesome. I'm enjoying the process. Lights are they just kind of totally make the garage. I might put eventually in a couple more because they just look so good in terms of just how sleek they are. They're really up and close near the ceiling. They look 10 times better than those old halogen bulbs did. So pretty easy install, like I said.
All right, so let's talk about paint. So the whole premise of my project was that I wanted to keep things that I thought were more budget friendly on the lower end of things. And you guys, you can always go more expensive with different things, either with lights or with paint or with your flooring or whatever you're gonna put in your garage. So I went the cheaper route when I went with paint, and honestly, it wasn't a good idea. So the paint I got was this bare interior ceiling flat paint in the ultra pure white color. So the color actually looked great, but what wasn't great about this paint is the coverage. And you guys can see that's one coat and you can see straight through it. I ended up putting 3 thick coats of paint in this garage, and it took I think it took about 8 gallons to make sure I didn't have any spots that were showing through at the end of the project. So guys, my recommendation to you is if you can find a better quality paint out there, not the Behr brand, sorry Behr, but this paint just does not work for this project. It took a ton of my time to paint this garage. I probably spent about at least 20 hours painting. So if you guys can have the budget to find a paint that has better coverage, I highly recommend you do so. All right, so it's the next day and you can see that I'm emptying out the garage, and those are my cabinets on that pallet right there. So yay, that's really exciting. I'll talk about those here in a few minutes. But you guys can see from this clip right here, the garage after it's done painting is a huge difference from when we started. So the lights make it look great. The paint is amazing. And now we're actually gonna move on to the flooring. So with the flooring, we went with this G-Floor vinyl flooring from Home Depot. It came in rolls. We actually had to get 2 different rolls to cover the entire garage. But this stuff is awesome. The thing that I didn't like about it was that it actually came on the roll backwards. So when you rolled it out, the textured side that's supposed to be up facing you is actually down. So you had to actually have 2 people. So my wife helped me and we flipped it around. But the really nice thing about this flooring is that you can just literally use a box cutter to cut it and fit it to shape. You don't need any special tools or anything like that.
All right, so after installing the lights, putting a new coat of paint on, adding some new flooring, the last thing I really wanted to do for this garage was add some storage options, which are the cabinets behind me. So I went with the New Age Bold 3.0 cabinets, and this is the gray color. Guys, I think they look really great. I don't have any footage of me actually installing them. It was just really hectic at the time, but honestly, these were pretty easy to install.
I had a little bit of a problem because the wall actually stuck out a little bit, so I kind of had to frame it out a little bit. And also it helps if your garage is pretty level. Mine has a pretty significant slope and it's kind of sloped down in a way, so it was kind of interesting. They do have leveling feet on them, which helps a lot. But just making sure that the cabinets are level when you're installing them is really, really important. So, but overall, I'm really liking them. They hold a ton of stuff. I'm actually going to be posting a video about how I'm organizing my detailing products in these cabinets. So if you haven't seen that, please go check that out if you haven't. So yeah, like I said, these are the gray New Age cabinets. It comes with a bamboo top. You can pick from either bamboo or stainless steel. I went with the bamboo wood one. I think it looks really great. You do have some other tool chests down here. This is actually the 12-piece set, and this is actually from Costco. So you can get some pretty awesome things from Costco if you are looking to do like a DIY, like garage remodel or stuff like that. They do have things available there. Overall, I'm really happy with these so far, and I can't wait to show you how I'm going to be using them and give more of a long-term review eventually. All right, guys, that's it for the garage model video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Again, I think everything came together really well between the color of the cabinets, the flooring, the lights look awesome, and the paint on the walls. Everything came together so well. So if you guys have any questions about the process that I did or anything that I used during this project, please leave your questions down below in the comments. I'll get to all of your questions as soon as I can. Before you go, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you guys get notified every time we post a new video just like this one. But until then, get outside and do some detailing. See you next time. Bye.